Hey everyone, it's Ashley and I'm back with a Dollar Tree DIY, and this time I wanted to show you how you can add a little sparkle to your home with this candy cane wreath. So let's go over the basic supplies that you'll need. The first thing is a Dollar Tree candy cane wreath. These are really lovely. You can also order them online if your store doesn't carry them in stock. You'll need a pair of scissors, some quilter's batting. You can find this at places like Walmart, Michael's, Joann's for only a few dollars, and just get the smallest size and it'll be more than enough to do multiples of these. Also a hot glue gun and some glue sticks. And then I used some of this ribbon. I picked this up on Amazon, but Dollar Tree carries the exact same type. The only difference is the version Dollar Tree carries is about half this width, so you can still follow the same instructions using Dollar Tree items and just repeat it. It'll take a few more strips to get the same type of look. So the first step is to start heating up your hot glue gun. We're going to want that out of the way and getting started heating up. And then the first thing that we're going to do after that is to take some of this quilter's batting. I have a ton that I usually keep in stock for projects around the house. And we're going to want to cut this to fit, and we're going to want to be able to double this. So if you look, you can still see the wires through that. We want to make sure that it's opaque. So I'm going to measure it and cut it so that it can go around twice. So as you can see, it becomes opaque and it'll give kind of a little bit more roundness to the candy cane wreath. So the first step is to take our quilter's batting, and we're going to put it in the back here so it stays out of the way and down, and we're going to wrap it twice and figure out how much this takes to wrap twice, and then we want it to be as flat as possible, and then we're going to cut this in the back so that we can hot glue this down. And make sure to put this tight while you're hot gluing it. Be careful because the glue is hot and it can seep through. Just hold on to it enough so that it will stay in place. As you can see, we have some loose ends, so I'm just going to glue those down so that they stay out of the way and it gives it a nice finished look. And we're going to continue this process with kind of covering the wreath. You can take it in smaller sections if it's easier for you. That way you don't have any lumps. We want to keep this as nice and following the shape as possible. Okay, so now we're going to cover the final wreath section here, and we're just going to kind of measure it out and see where we fall. It's okay to have a little bit of an overlap, but just try to avoid any major bumps. And what we're going to do is just kind of smooth down these areas, or try to create like a little fold over so it lays as flat as possible. Okay, now we're on to the fun part, which is to take some of the ribbon and apply it to the wreath base. So for this, what we're going to do is kind of hang off on the edge here if you have a larger strip of ribbon. If you're using the Dollar Tree ones, which are probably about that wide, What you're going to want to do is cover the bottom and a little bit of the back first, and then you're going to layer that on top. So you would do, with the Dollar Tree one, you would glue it like that, so you have the end completely covered, and then you're going to layer this on right over the top and overlap it. But because this is a large one, I can go ahead and work with it in one strip at a time. And what you're going to want to do is leave a little bit of overhang, so that way you can tuck this in the back and you get a nice finished look on the sides. So I'm going to take this, and that's where the end is, and I'm going to flip this over and hold on to that pretty tightly. And as you can see, there's a little gap here, and what I'm going to do is fold this over and glue that down, and then that way we can work on gluing that part down after. So let's get started with gluing. Because this is a porous material to work with for gluing, after you glue, I would recommend using a pot holder and kind of pushing it down using that. That way you create a barrier between your hand and the hot glue itself. The silicone ones work great for this too, because you can wash them after you're done. So I'm going to take this end and I'm going to fold that over and glue that as well, and then we're going to start wrapping the candy cane with this. Then we're going to flip this over, and what we're going to start doing is taking the rest of this and start wrapping it. So I'm just taking this and holding on to it pretty firmly so that it stays where it belongs, and then we're going to take this, move this out of the way, and start working on getting a nice wrap on this one. And because this is see-through, as you can tell, you would be able to see through the different parts of the wreath. So having this base here makes a world of difference with giving it a more complete look. And we're going to wrap this around. With the Dollar Tree ones, it's going to be about half the size, so you're going to be wrapping in small strips, but you can still achieve the same look. Okay, so once you get to the end of this portion here, you're going to make sure there's a little bit of an overlap. So this is the end of the candy cane, and I'm leaving a little overlap so I can glue it down in the back. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this, turn this over, and I'm going to cut it so that way I can glue it down in the back. And make sure to keep this pretty tight so that way you maintain the same shape before you go and glue it. So once that's glued down, we're going to kind of tuck the ends in a little bit so that they're at a slight angle, and that way it's kind of like wrapping a present. We don't want it to show up on the front, so we're going to wrap that and then we're going to glue that down. Okay, so for the next step, what we're going to do is we're going to attach an ornament, and I really love this one. I think it is so lovely. It's metal. There's also a gold version, so if you decide to do a gold version of this, there's a gold version of it to match in case you were looking for that. But the only thing is the tie is very small on this. I don't want to hot glue it because I want to be able to interchange the ornaments on this. So what I'm going to do is cut off this little tie here, and I'm going to make a new one so I can hang one right up here, and that way it hangs down and is a really lovely accent. For this next step, you can use regular string or anything you have on hand. I'm using this because I'm already going to use the tube mesh for the tie to hang this up, and I think it'll look really lovely. So what I'm going to do is create a little tie so I can tie this on. And I'm going to basically look at this and approximate how far down I want this to hang, and then we're going to base it on that. So I'm looking to have it hang right around here, so I'm going to go ahead and just create a little tie and have it right there. And as you can see, I've hidden the tie on the back, that way it's not visible from the front. And the next step is to take some of this tube mesh, and I'm going to create a little hanger for it. And I'm creating this one a little bit extra long because I haven't used this one to hang stuff before. So this is probably going to be about 4 feet length in total. And what I'm going to do is turn this back around again. What I'm going to do is lay this back around again, and I'm going to do this where I pull this through. So I created a little loop, and I'm just going to run these two pieces over and through, and that way the loop shows up as making this easier to hang. It'll be kind of a double hanger. And because we have 2 strings now, what we can do is take this and use tape or a wreath hanger, or we can also attach it to the top of a door with thumbtacks, and that way it stays in place firmly. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. And if you have any other suggestions or comments or anything you would like to see for this holiday season, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll try to make some cool DIYs for you. And if you're interested in anything else related to home decor or DIYs using dollar store inspiration, check out my Facebook group. It's Dollar Tree DIYs and Decor. I'll leave a link in the description box for you, and I hope you guys have a great week.